All right.
Okay, so what do I share with them?
I don't have time to figure. Like you're streaming, so now you can do everything you can normally
Right,
do.
right, right. Okay, but what do I share with the readers?
You kids are
The
ridiculous.
little arrow there? Click on that little arrow at the top.
Okay.
Thank you.
Girls, let's go downstairs.
All right.
I gonna play the game with me.
Go downstairs.
I gonna play the game with me. Gonna see that tricky.
Heidi,
And
come on.
how about that ball?
How about we go downstairs?
All right. Yeah, it would be great.
Everything working?
Well, I'm giving them the new link to join at.
I'll go check it
So,
out.
yeah, can you share that with people? Thank you. Okay. Double check to see where I am. All right, I think I am here, guys. This was kind of a show. I am so sorry. I am Suzi from Start a Mom Blog, and I'm a mess today. I'm a mess with YouTube. I couldn't find the stream key to actually connect everything to go live. So it looks like there's people watching. It looks like it's all on. I'm here to share with you guys productivity tips, how I actually created 10 or 11 or 12 courses. Some of them are really big courses. Some of them are much smaller. And how I did it with managing like a busy household with 3 kids and things not working all the time. So I'm here to share my tips with you guys. I have a little presentation that I can go through, or if you guys have any questions for me, that would be fantastic. But there were just a whole bunch of curse words dropped in this room, and all 3 kids snuck up the stairs, even the baby. Well, he's like 19 months old, but he climbed up the stairs. So how are you guys doing? How far are you guys in your courses? Do you already have a course up? Are you just thinking about creating one? Do you have your blog just started? Kind of where in your process are you? Yeah, I hope you guys didn't see all the behind the scenes action of like exactly what just happened. Um, oh, okay. Hi, Mark. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, BC. Hi, Katrina. Okay, what is the link for this feed? Okay, so I think, like, there's the link. That's what's in my chat right now. Okay, so it seems like you guys are here, and I'm talking to people, so it looks like everything's working. I'm going to go through, like, a 10-minute quick presentation of how I kind of plan out course creation and what's really worked for me to manage it all with a family and kind of busy schedules. And then after that, I'll share a couple time management tips that I've used over the years. Um, and then after that, I'll just do Q&A. What's easy for me, because it's just me kind of chatting with you guys here and I don't have a moderator, if you can type in all caps question and then put your question in there, it's easy for me to kind of look through the chat and look for those big capitalized questions and then your question after. It's just easier to spot. All right, so let's go into the presentation of kind of how I plan out my courses. All right, so how do I create courses when you are super limited on time? So why me? I've created over 10 courses over the past 3 years, over $500,000 in sales from home, all while having a third baby. So 3 kids under 3.5 years old. It's nuts, it's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. No full-time help. Every now and then I would have somebody come help me. My husband is a huge help, so I guess he's my full-time help. And no outsourcing, kind of bootstrapping all the way. All right, so where do I spend most of my time when I create courses is 80% of the time I just spend in planning. Actually, like figuring out what is the best flow for my readers, what am I going to teach them, what's going to be in each lesson. So a lot of the time is just spent on like back of the napkin, writing down what's best to put into the course. And then once I have that plan, it's 20% creating it. Right? It's the hardest thing to come up with that perfect plan. Not perfect, it's like close to perfect as possible, and then executing. All right, so after, kind of to see it in a different way, like you're planning and building, you're building the audience, building the trust, engagement, and the proof, planning your perfect transformation for your future student, that takes up the bulk of your course creation, right? The actual creating the course, executing, creating the videos and the worksheets, And launching it, that's this last small little bit. But most of it is what you don't see is the bottom of that iceberg, where you're building that audience and that engagement and planning the best transformation for them. All right, so another way to see this is kind of how I plan out my standard operating procedure for creating courses. So the first thing I do is outline it. Back of the napkin, using Google Sheets, Trello boards, notebooks. Don't overcomplicate it. Just use some kind of tool that you're familiar with and outline your course. Then I would start writing my lectures. Then I would create the resources, the PDFs, the printables, worksheets, and then lastly, I would record the videos. I save the videos for last because they're the hardest to go redo and edit. And then also for myself, I set personal deadlines for each phase. One thing that really holds me accountable is my email list. If I start emailing my list and I tell them that I'm working on something, I'm working on a new course, that's all good. But once I tell them it's going to launch in 2 months, that is a hard deadline that I hold myself to. And then I know, okay, I have 2 months to create this course and finish it. So setting personal deadlines for yourself is really valuable and helpful to getting it done. All right, so first I would outline the course. I would understand my reader's pain point. How are they going to go from point A to B? And then I would organize and plan the perfect transition for success. I would research, plan, and outline the course. And kind of like writing it down from point A to point B, where are they right now? And where do I want them to be? Where do they want to be at the end of the course once they're finished with it? And then each step that they have to complete, right? So those steps turn into the modules inside your course. So each step becomes a module, and inside the modules are different lessons to help them achieve that step. All right. Another way that I outline is by having all my steps. I can see in which one of these modules or steps do I have to have text in the course. When do I have to have worksheets? Where is worksheets applicable? Is it going to help them to kind of digest the information? And then where is it necessary to have a video? You don't have to create a video for every single one of your lectures. It might just be overkill, but the videos or the lectures that actually need the videos, create the videos for those. Because a lot of times people like to watch videos, but you can also kind of train them with long, monotonous videos that are like an hour long. I would rather have shorter videos so that your student is progressing through the course faster. Okay, secondly, after outlining, I would start writing my course. I would either do most of my writing in Google Docs or Word, about 80% of it. Then I would transfer it to Teachable. Then in Teachable, I would kind of make it look a little prettier, kind of add bullet points and paragraphs, make it easier to read. Repurposing old blog posts and emails. I take about 10 to 20% of my old content and I would repurpose it, but I would expand on the topic. After outlining and writing, I would create the worksheets. So these are the guides, the checklists, the things that kind of people can print out and make the course more real for them, right? So it's something tangible that they can hold while they finish the course. The easiest one to create is like a course checklist. So they can just go through and check it off. They can set personal deadlines for themselves to complete the course. It adds value to the course. It increases your completion rates and increases your engagement. If you guys have no idea how to create these printables, I have a free blog post that shows you how to create them using different free programs. Lastly, I would create the videos, right? These are the hardest. They're going to take the most time. And it helps to create the videos last because you can reference the worksheets that you have in the course. You can reference lesson this or lesson that. Because you have most of your course already created, creating those videos last is smart because you're not going to have to re-edit or reshoot them if most of the course is already done. For recording videos, and I know this is what most people have questions about when creating a course, is I would set apart 1 to 2 dedicated days for all my video recording. So I kind of look the same in my videos. I know I'm pepped up and I have those days kind of blocked off. I don't have any other errands to run. And I can just dedicate to speaking to my webcam for the day and then taking the nighttime when I don't have the great lighting, I would edit the videos. Definitely batch my work when I'm creating videos. And I ask for help with my kids for errands so I can stay focused. And yes, my last video that you need to record, the one that you need to record for your course, is the pitch video that goes on your sales page. All right, so remember to create those small snippet videos that you might want to use in Facebook ads, might want to use on your course page, any kind of marketing little videos. Don't forget to create those as well. All right, so videos, I use screen sharing videos when I show like technical steps or when I'm sharing slides and notes, kind of what I'm doing exactly right now. And I do a lot of face videos too. So my first lecture, I have a welcome video where I welcome my students to the course and I confirm that they made a good investment, that this is going to be helpful to them, and kind of how the course is laid out and kind of give them an overview of what to expect. And then the last lecture, I include a video to congratulate my student and tell them what the next steps are. Maybe you have follow-up courses, maybe you have a membership program, maybe you have coaching services, kind of let them know in that last video, where do they go then? All right. So the equipment that I use for my video, my software, one that I really like, it's cheap, it works well, it's called Screencast-O-Matic. It's inexpensive for face and screen share videos. And the pro tip that I use is I kind of edit as I record. So as I'm recording a new lecture, if I know I messed up, I would just stop then and there, like rewind 30 seconds to before I messed up and then re-record. So I don't have to edit the video afterwards. I edit it as I'm recording because it's easier to remember, okay, there's the spot that I messed up and I'll just go back and re-record it. Especially if you don't have a team and a whole dedicated department that's going to edit your videos for you. What's also great about Screencast-O-Matic is it does playback at 2x speed for final edits. So that's something that's fantastic. Another program that I use is Camtasia, but it doesn't allow you to speed up as you're rewatching your video. So you kind of have to watch it at the same speed and it takes a little longer to edit. For my webcam, I use a Logitech 1080p HD. It's about $70 on Amazon. The ring light that I have on right now, it's called the newer ring light. It's $95 or around there. And then I have an Audio-Technica microphone, which is about $60 on Amazon. And I do have a link to all the equipment that I use. It's just startedmomblog.com/equipment if you can't read that. So again, to go over my standard operating procedure for creating a course is first outline, and that takes my longest time to actually come up with the exact steps and the transformation I want my reader to go through. Then it's writing the lectures, creating the worksheets and the resources, and then finally doing the video. And the hardest part of all this is, like I just said, outlining and planning that transformation. You can always go back and edit your videos and your lectures and make updates. I highly encourage you to keep your course up to date so that students know, okay, every year or every 6 months you go through it and you update it with any kind of new technology or information that you're learning or that you want to present to them. Or if they're emailing you frequently about a specific question, you go back to the course and update it in the course so that you answer all the questions in it. And your course doesn't have to be perfect to be helpful. Don't let kind of that fear of perfection prevent you from ever launching. Know that it's the online world and you can go back and update a lecture. You can update videos. Your course is not set in stone and printed and now it's in Barnes & Noble or on a CD somewhere or a DVD and you can't touch it. Like it's living. You can go back and make any changes that you need to. So launch with a really good course. It doesn't have to be a perfect course. All right, now it's your turn to go back and teach and transform. So I will answer some questions and then I'll go into kind of time management tips if you guys have any about those. But first, I'll switch over and answer some of you guys' questions. So let me check where's my OBS. All right, question time. Oh, so sorry about the hiccup in the beginning. Chelsea says, can you use iMovie and then upload your videos to Teachable? Yeah, definitely. I use Screencast-O-Matic. I know Macs have iMovie, so you can create it all in iMovie and then directly upload it to Teachable. I would advise keeping them organized on your own computer as well, kind of like a folder on your computer with all the lectures for that course, so you kind of have a backup of the course and the materials on your own computer. Just for your own sanity. I mean, this is your informational product, so definitely have that backup on your computer nicely organized. Cool. Courtney Smith says, how do you come up with pricing for courses and ebooks? All right, so how do I come up with pricing? kind of look like I know I go against what gurus say you should do, where they're saying like charge $300-400 for your course or up to $1,000 for your course, because I know what you're teaching is valuable. But sometimes you have to look at your audience and kind of see what's a premium product for your audience. So I talk to moms, and mostly stay-at-home moms or working moms. And like as a stay-at-home mom, you don't have a side hustle, you don't have a job, so money's a little tighter. So premium for my audience is much different than premium for, say, an audience of corporate CEOs. They might be willing to pay something way higher for a course. So just kind of look at where your audience is and kind of gauge what is their upper maximum and kind of go from there. If it's your first course, I would say price it around $97 or below for your first course. Rachel says, how long do you typically market for before you launch? All right, so golly, I would probably warm up my list and kind of hint about it on social media and so on, like 3 or 4 months before I know the course is going to launch. Because even as I'm creating the course, I would kind of tell my readers about it to kind of see their feedback and what they're saying and what I should include in the course. So about 3-4 months, I would start hinting, like maybe a post on social media or a line in my email list. About a month before the course launch, I would tell them, hey, the course is launching in a month. This is what's coming. I won't send dedicated emails just about the course launch, but I would have more of like a solid paragraph in my broadcast where I tell them the course is coming. If you want to know more about it, you can join a wait list. So then that wait list of people that I kind of segment off my big email list, those are the people that I'm really going to, what's a P word? Promote to during the course launch. Mark, where can we get a replay of this webinar? I believe it will be in Teachable to get a replay of this webinar, and you can also get a replay, or not a replay, but a copy of the slide deck that I'm using. Lily says, how many hours does it take you to create worksheets? Do you have a set amount of hours you try to keep the course at? So Lily, the recommended advice is you keep it to the information that the reader needs to go from transformation A to point B, right? From point A to point B. So if that takes them 5 hours of lecture and 20 worksheets, then that's what you have to create. If it only takes them, say, 2 hours and 3 worksheets, that's what you need to do. So don't create just fluff in your course just to like make it bigger. You can always have like a bonus section at the bottom, and that could be kind of where you add more material that's not necessary for the transformation but helpful. But keep the course to what it needs to be to get them from point A to point B. And then how many hours does it take me to create worksheets? Oh, golly, I love creating the worksheets and the printables that go with courses. So you can use Canva. Golly, Canva has so many fantastic templates for planners, printables, checklists, infographics, and it's free, where you can use them and change the template up a little bit, add your own branding colors and your own text, and it probably would take you an evening to create 5 or 6 really good looking worksheets. Or you can outsource it to somebody who really does love to do it. Melinda says, did you blog before starting a mom blog? Yes, I blogged on a niche Catholic parenting blog where I shared kind of our deep desires as a Catholic family. And it started doing well, and it started making affiliate income. So that's when more of my friends started asking me, like, what am I doing? Why am I, like, my mood changed a little bit from just being a stay-at-home mom to having a passion project and seeing, like, oh, I made an extra $100 this month, where, like, that gives you a little bit of hope as a stay-at-home mom where you're just surrounded by 4 walls and dirty diapers and beautiful little kids. So that's kind of where I started. I also taught website coding and website creation in college. So it was always natural for me to kind of create websites. Now it's just on the internet and blogging. And then my neighbors started coming over asking for help, and I started helping them. And then they started becoming successful. And I'm like, well, maybe I should teach more moms to do this. And that's kind of where it started. Thanks for the question. Christina says, how do you come up with course ideas? When do you announce you're starting to create a course for them? So I come up with ideas by the questions my readers ask me. So they kind of come up with the ideas for me. In the beginning, if you don't have a big audience of readers, then golly, going to similar blogs or websites in your niche, hanging out in Facebook groups where your audience hangs out, and kind of seeing what they're struggling with and where you can help them, that helps. So when you're just starting, kind of just putting your feelers out there and researching as much as you can about your specific audience, about who is the person that you want to help, and then finding what their problem is and finding where your skills and their problems align, where your skills can help solve their problems, right? So maybe your target audience are moms, but your skills is in personal training. So instead of teaching them how to do online marketing, you'll teach them how to get fit after pregnancy or how to cook quick meals because they're busy moms. So first find your audience and find what they're struggling with. And they have more than one struggle. Nobody has just one struggle in life. 99 problems, right? And then help them and find where you can help that audience, right? So first thing is to know your audience. And you can go sneak on them on Facebook groups. So, oh, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Thank you, Chelsea. You guys are sweet. Ooh, Christina says, what's the difference between an email course and a teachable course? So, and that's a great kind of one leads into the other. So I like that. If you think you have a course idea and you kind of want to test it out and see if your audience likes it, you can create a quick email course where if you use ConvertKit or any kind of drip or MailerLite or MailChimp, you can create a sequence of emails where they sign up to it and they're added to the sequence, say 5 emails. And these would be kind of like the 5 lectures or the 5 modules that you have in your course. But instead of having video and tons of worksheets and so on, it's just a quick little email, right? A little paragraph that tells them this is the first thing you need to do to get closer to your solution. So you can create this quick little email course, which can take you a night or a week, depending on how much time you have. But it's much quicker. It's just kind of like the text version of your course, but at a very high level. And then if you see a lot of people engaging with it, they're replying back, they're signing up for it, that would be a great kind of mini course to then take from an email course and put into a teachable course where you add the videos, the worksheets, and then you charge for it. So email courses typically are free, and then teachable courses, online courses, is typically paid for. Whew. Chelsea says, what camera am I using? So I'm going to share with you guys the camera that I'm using. So if you go to startmomblog.com/equipment, you can just type in equipment and it'll go to this post too. The camera that I'm using, so normally I use a little laptop when I'm downstairs. And I use this webcam. So it's a Logitech webcam. Works really well. My husband has the same one. We use this ring light to kind of, depending, no matter what today's a cloudy day. So no matter what the view is outside, it's also nice to kind of have that light on you. It also makes my skin look better. Big bonus. I use a wide monitor. Just more productive. You can see things easier. I also have 2 monitors. They're not that expensive, and it's really nice to have 2 monitors. And more laptops that I use. This is the Audio-Technica microphone that I like. Works really well. Picks up sound really, really well. And this is a chair that I'm sitting on. And then that's another quick little video to help you share things on OBS. All right, so let's go back to questions. Yania says, how many hours total would you suggest spending on the first course at $97 or less? How many hours? What, to create it, or hours inside the course, actual lessons? So for a $97 course, I would spend creating it probably like a couple months. Depending on how much content you already have, how much of it you have already planned. I would not put it together in 2 weeks. $97 is a pretty penny for most people to pay for a course. So take your time, kind of warm up your list. If you feel like, okay, well, you can knock it out in a week, and it's an amazing course and it's really great with great videos and worksheets and so on. Don't tell people you created it in a week, because people are going to be like, what? I'm paying $97 for something she created in a couple of days. So take that time to kind of create a really good course that's going to wow your students and warm them up to it, and kind of ask them questions like, hey, what do you want to see in it? And make sure that you answer all those questions that they're sending you inside the course. So I would spend a month to like 3 months creating a course if you price it around $97. Jacqueline says, can you use Loom for recordings? You can. You can use Loom. It's a little harder. It's normally used for just like quick videos back and forth. I wouldn't suggest it because you don't really have a lot of editing abilities in Loom, although it is free. If you look at Screencast-O-Matic, Jacqueline, I think it's like $20 a year. So I would definitely recommend Screencast-O-Matic over Loom. But use Loom to send emails and do quick videos responding to people, to your audience, because it really wows them. If they get a video from you as an email response, like it's like, wow, she took the time to record a quick video, but they don't know, like it almost took you the same amount of time to write the email or to record that quick little Loom video. So it's still taking the same time on your side, but it really wows them on that side. Courtney says, how established should a blog be before offering a course? So I would more look at your audience, Courtney. So do you have an engaged email list? Do you know that they're going to be interested in this topic that you're teaching in your course? So say, for example, you have like roughly, right? My students that have launched successful courses, they have about 1,000 to 2,000 people on their email list. And they've engaged with them multiple times. They know what they're creating is going to be valuable. They've warmed up their audience. The hardest part of this, you guys, is not creating the course. It's building the audience. That is the hardest part, and helping them. Like, engaging with your audience, building that email list, getting people to comment on your stuff on social media, serving them with the right information. That's harder than actually just creating the course and launching it. So what you're doing right now is probably today you're building that audience, and that just know that that's going to be harder than just creating the course at the end. So how established should your blog be before offering a course? If it's a very, very niche course and you have a really, really highly engaged email list of 100 people, I say you can go ahead and launch it. Your launch is just going to be a little smaller than somebody with 1,000 people. So definitely look more at how engaged is your list, how much are they interested in this course, and then see if you can launch a course on that topic. Courtney says, do you have a blog post or videos teaching about email courses? Yes. So I cover like building your email list in List by Number. Actually, like creating an email course. Well, no, I have mostly stuff about like creating courses. Courtney, so if you have a question about like email courses, where's your question? There it is. You can either shoot me an email. It's kind of redundant, or ask it here. But creating an email course, it's simple. Golly, I have you guys for a couple minutes, right? I'm going to show you guys. So it's not too tricky. So you go into ConvertKit or whatever CRM you're using, and you can log into it. So you just take the form or the sign-up sheet that people are signing up on, and you create a sequence, and then you'll add a new sequence, email course. And then here you can add 5 or 6 different email courses or emails in your email course, right? So you can just call it an email course and have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then next steps on the last one, right? So it's just a little email course, 1 email a day, and this is what guides them through. And at the end of each of these lessons, I definitely recommend that you kind of have a call to action where you ask them a question. Definitely like get your readers to engage with you through this email course so you can see if they really like the information, if they're opening it, if they're reading it and responding. That's kind of a great way to test out your course idea before going in and creating a big, massive course. Create this quick little email course. Use that as an opt-in to grow your list. If it does well, then convert it to an online course. Okay, I hope that helped. That was pretty quick. Coffee. Hi, Jones. How did I not know this was going on? Maybe because I was struggling for the first 10 minutes trying to get this to work. My fault. Leslie said, do you pre-sell your courses? I have pre-sold it once, one of my courses, just because I kind of wanted to test out the idea if people would buy it. So I pre-sold it for a huge discount. Golly, I think I pre-sold it for like $19, and then the launch price was $97. So yeah, I highly devalued my idea in the beginning, and I pre-sold it, and it did really well. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'm going to go create this. But these 300 people got it for $19. So yeah, I have pre-sold it before to kind of verify the idea if it's going to work. Cool. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, list by numbers, I go in way more details than I just did now. Cool. All right, so let's go into a couple time management tips that I want to share with you guys. Just got to let you know. Okay. Biggest thing is to plan. Planning your information and planning the course. Maybe starting with an email course is a great plan to have. So planning is going to take your longest work. Then don't be afraid to launch. Done is way better than perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Nothing is ever perfect in life. No tool is perfect. No course is perfect. Nobody's perfect. So that's okay. And it's nice to know that nothing is perfect in life, so you don't have to try to achieve and create something perfect. Don't overcomplicate things. If you're making it too difficult, you're going to get stuck in the weeds. So think about the simplest path to get what you need to do done. Don't go get Asana or some fancy productivity tool if all you can use is just a pen and paper and some Post-it notes. If this is going to save you time and actually get you to take action, use this instead of a fancy online tool. Ask for help. When you get stuck and you need help, go ahead and ask your mom or your neighbor or your husband or a friend, hey, can you watch my kids for a little bit while I work on something amazing that's going to be bringing in an income for a long time? I'll watch your kids today, you watch my kids tomorrow, we kind of exchange play dates, we both get stuff done. Again, use simple tools, notebooks, Post-it notes, Trello, Google Sheets, just easy things to take more action. Stay consistent. A lot of people kind of start that online course and then never complete it, or they start blogging or start growing their email list and they never fall through and complete it. So instead of thinking about this huge thing that you have to create, just break it down into smaller steps, right? Like kind of what I did earlier, just the planning phase, the writing phase, the creating the worksheets phase, and then the videos. So when you are ready to create a course, I would kind of block it in your calendar and say, okay, for this month is going to be course creation month. I have planned everything. I've outlined it. I've done all the hard work. I just need to execute. But this is my month of execution, so that you stay on task and you don't like start executing your text and your lessons and your worksheets and then like, I kind of lose steam and then never do those videos. All right, so have like a month where you're like, this is the month that I'm going to complete my course and finish it. And it's going to take you a long time before that to kind of plan and prep for it, but execute and stay consistent. Keep your big goal in mind. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to help other people? Why do you want to start creating courses? Like your big goal, maybe put it on a sticky note and put it somewhere on your wall, put it on your refrigerator so you remember like why you're putting in the early mornings and the late nights to work on this. Not a tip you normally hear, but it's so important. Take care of your mind and body. So the stress you're going to go through for creating something from scratch, it's going to be a little stressful because you're adding additional work onto your workload, but it will pay off. So take care of your stress, take care of your health, eat good food, pray if you have to, if you need to, we all need to. Take care of your physical well-being and your mental state, and then it's going to flow through your work as well. And then form a group of accountability buddies. So maybe you have a small group of other bloggers in your niche that you can form between 5 or 10 people and kind of keep each other accountable. Be like, hey, what's your big goal for May? This is what I'm working on. Let's keep each other accountable and go through it. All right, so I do have some blog posts on my blog about like different schedules that I've gone through as I've grown my family and grown my blog. So this is just high level to show you like during every phase of my life, my schedule has changed, and you just kind of have to adapt. Like what's working today is not going to work 2 months from now or 3 months from now when the kids are out of school or the kids go back to school or you have another baby or anything like that. So things are always changing. So find flexible time where you can take to work consistently on your course. All right, so this one's pretty good. When you're just starting your blog, and I know somebody asked me this in the questions, focus on content creation, then content creation and list building. So you're kind of building on each thing, on each phase as you're going through blogging. But it does get easier, right? In the beginning, it might take you 3-4 hours to write a blog post. And then the better you get, the quicker it's going to take. So focus content creation, then list building, then working on your traffic coming in, then monetizing. So through affiliates, sponsor posts, services that you offer. Then think about product creation, right? So we already have our list. We have some traffic. We have an audience. Then look at product creation. And then after you have a product, you can do advanced funnels and grow. All right, lastly, I do have a blog post that goes over 50 5-minute tasks to grow your blog quickly. So say, for example, you just have like a super packed week. You have tons of errands. The kids are really busy. What can you do in like 5 minutes a day here and there to keep your blog growing? So I do have that somewhere on my blog. If you guys are interested in it, let me know and I'll send you the link to it. But there's a lot of things that you can do that take short amount of time to help and to continue to grow your blog and your audience. Sometimes it's doing a quick 5-minute live on Facebook or an Instagram story. It's just to show your audience like you're a real person. You're here to help. And the more times they see you, the more deeper of a relationship they can build with you. And the more likely they're going to build that trust with you and then buy your course when you do launch it. Okay. Cool. You guys are awesome. All right, so let's go through a couple more questions. Christina says, any tips for outsourcing resources for childcare? So I share this tip because it really works for me, and it just makes sense. Like financially, it makes sense. So Christina, see if there's a gym in your area where you don't have to go work out. I'm not telling you to go work out for 2 hours a day, but the YMCA, or if there's different family gyms or like fitness centers where they have kid care included in your monthly membership. So a lot of gyms would allow you to do this if they're a little bigger than just your normal like back garage gym, where the gym we attend it gives 2 hours free kid care every single day. And it's $100 a month to join the gym, right? So for 3 kids, 2 hours a day would be easily $30, right? Do that 3 times, and that covers my gym membership for the whole month. So I can do it 30 times per month. Every day, I can go to the gym for 2 hours. They can play with their friends there. They have fantastic people to take care of the kids. And I have 2 hours of pure, like, quiet time. I take my headphones, I take my computer, I'll answer emails, or I'll write blog posts, or I'll write the lessons for my courses. You can't really record at the gym. It's going to be a little harder, but you can do like 90% of your work. And then for recording, you might have to hire a babysitter so you can be at home and record your videos. So the gym works really well with us. For us, swapping out with a friend. So swap play dates work really well. Working really late at night or really early in the morning. Not the most fun thing to do, but if you know you're creating this course that's going to help a ton of other people, and it's also going to help you achieve your goals, it makes it worth it to wake up at 5. There was a couple months where John and I would wake up at like 4 in the morning, and we work until 7, and they were so productive. That time was like super, super productive, waking up that early. And then life happens and you kind of fall off, and now we've switched to more like working at night. But like, depending on what works for you, do that. What you can stick with consistently. Now that I've done both, like the nighttime working and the early morning working is harder to do, but it's way more productive. Rachel says, when do you add people to a wait list? What exactly does that mean? So Rachel, when I start promoting my course or start talking about it, maybe mentioning it, I would have a link to either a blog post that talks about that course or kind of that idea. Or I could have a different landing page where they sign up and they're like, oh, I want to know when the course launches. And the course is going to teach me about this and this. And they sign up and you just add them to a specific list and a tag. I use ConvertKit, so I add them to a specific tag. Just so that I know that these people are really, really interested in this in the course. So during launch week, I would email my exhaustive list maybe once or twice about the course launch, but that smaller group of people, I would email them more frequently. I would email them every day of the course launch. So I know I'm not bombarding my entire list. So you can either have people sign up on the course is coming soon landing page, or you can direct them to a blog post that's about the topic of the course, and you can just tag them. You can add a tag to them so you know kind of like this list of 200 people really want to know about this course. So that's the people that I'm really going to talk to during my launch week. Oh, thank you, Jones. Ashley says, I'm looking forward to taking your courses. Thank you. I'm currently a full-time stay-at-home mom of 4 kids, 2 to 8 years old. Thank you. That's awesome. Awesome. You can do it, Ashley. I'm a mom of 4 boys from 10 months to 6 years old. I'm a newbie, but taking her Block by Number course. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, 4 kids. That's awesome. We have 3 kids, and it's busy. You guys are just chatting with each other. All right. Any other questions that you guys have for me while you have me for the last 4 minutes? I am so sorry about the show in the beginning. Hopefully you guys didn't see us cursing up a storm and me yelling at John and John yelling, or we lovingly talking to John and asking him what's going on. This is not working. So things aren't always perfect, but it's okay. Life happens. I am here. This is exciting. Cool. So last words and recommendations for you guys for creating a course. There's different degrees where you can test out your course idea before going in and launching and creating an online course. You can create a little freebie, a little checklist, and see if people like that. And it's like a super high level of your course idea. Then you can create that email course and test that out and see how people are responding to it. And then you can create like a small course where it doesn't go through everything and you can charge it a little less. One of my students, she charged $37 for her course, right? So not the $97 normal mark, $37, and she had a really engaged audience, and she made like $20,000 in 1 month off a birthing course. So you don't have to charge $97 for a course to be successful. Like, kind of think about your audience and what they can afford. Thank you, guys. Riga says, I noticed your videos on Teachable were on Wistia. Is that normal or supplied through Teachable? I think it's supplied through Teachable. So I'm uploading them directly to Teachable. It's probably Teachable using Wistia as their hosting. Oh, Amber says, am I now going live on Fridays? No, I'm not going live on Fridays. I am I am going live still on Thursdays on my Facebook group. So yeah, Thursdays at 3 p.m. I'm going live there. But this was just a Teachable thing, so I was live here today. All right, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Let me double check that everything is looking okay. Cool. Okay, everything looks all right. I hope this all worked. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. I'll see you next Thursday. Thanks.